Have you ever felt like a dumpling after a long shower? All warmed and ready to just lazily sit on your chair, half dressed, feeling like you have no task in the world you need to do, that you can just sit here for hours, flipping through a picture book about the hidden bunkers in Switzerland built during World War II. These days, you almost never have the time to do this, and so when you get out of the shower, feeling like a dumpling, you rush into your room and quickly join in the class you almost missed. You will find your mind drift as the monotony of words strung together thoughtfully turns into gibberish. You have no one to blame but yourself. You still feel like a dumpling and start to feel immensely heavy. It is of utmost importance that you need to be lazy right now and not move at all. You cannot seem to hold on to the function of your muscles. You slowly and dramatically raise yourself onto the floor and face the ceiling. You pose and place your limbs like a model trying to sell shoes. You know the kind, strappy and velvety, the ones it's impossible to walk in, especially for a graceless cunt I am. I don't mean cunt as a disgrace, no one should. You can still hear the lecture, but it is just noise now. Will you attempt to understand what is being taught? Maybe. So that you can tell yourself that at least you tried. Anyone who would look at you right now, in yesterday's dirty brown shirt and a towel around your waist, on the floor like a doll, more specifically a rag doll, those ones filled with cotton, the heavy kind, a doll of a careless child, left on the floor facing the ceiling, lifeless. They would think you are high on some magic mushrooms. They would be wrong though. You are aware of what you look like and also of everything around you. You just don't seem to care. Setting up seems impossible. It is impossible. You think that if this were a movie, there would be a camera over you. It would be a close-up shot of your face. Then slowly the camera would move upward, and along with it, there would be a monologue. It would summarize your helplessness and your problems. It would talk about the things you wish to read and the things you should be reading, the fact that there is no intersection between them. It would say that the same is true for what you want to do and what you should be doing. It would talk about the identity crisis going on in your head. The identity crisis that goes like, the way that I am, is it real? Or am I pretending? Why am I desperate to be seen this way? Will I ever be who I pretend to be? If I stop pretending, will my personality evaporate like acetone on glass, leaving behind what? A smell that lasts 10 seconds? So I should keep pretending, right? The camera will move up slowly. Now it is a medium shot. Your shirt and your hair. You look clueless and you keep thinking. You think about hard conversations. Some of them you only think about because they are currently being talked about. And some of them are your deep-rooted fears. You think about your privilege and you think about your vulnerability. These are important. You should think about this. Now, it is a long shot. It is the aerial view of your room, your mess. The monologue is now about your inner chaos, and the scattered, untidy things represent that on the outside. There is no doubt though, it is a mess. The camera is nearing the ceiling, and you're still staring at it. To add to the vertigo, you feel the camera starts rotating and it keeps on rotating. The camera is close to the ceiling. This act of the story is over. The conflict is introduced. You need to move on to the solution. If this were a movie, you would get a determined look on your face as the camera starts moving downward towards you. You will realize that you need to get a handle on the mess as the camera floats back close to your face, and you will give it a look. You will look at it like it's your closest friend. The look of Phoebe Waller-Bridge. What will probably follow if this were a movie is a montage. You will clear the clutter and sit straight, and over the montage with electric pop music, you will get your shit in order. You will keep glancing at the camera and smile at it to show how well you were doing. But this is not a movie, and you're still on the floor and it is still impossible to get up. There is no camera, only a ceiling. No electric pop. Only the lecture you're missing. Your life won't get sorted this easily. You will forever be on this floor. You must mention to your cleaner to clean the floor around you and tell no one to disturb you again. You will decompose here. It is impossible to get up. Just as you are thinking all this, your elbow, which was elegantly resting on your hip, slips and hit the cold, hard ground. It hits that nerve, the one in your elbow, that sensitive one that hurts. In pain, you close your eyes and curse, fuck this shit. When you do open your eyes, you see the window. You sat up in pain. You smile. You sat up. At least you sat up.